Hello and welcome to the Law Podcast, brought to you by the University of Stirling Law Society. I am your host, Jed France. Today I am joined by our President, Euan and our Vice President, Neil Brannigan, to discuss our newly announced sponsorship with Ashurst Advance and what this means for the Society moving forward. So hello everyone, welcome back to the show. This is a bit of a first. We've got a bit of a double upload going on this week. This is a very special instalment. It's going to be a quick and brief one. We're not planning on keeping you here for too long. As you will have seen, we have just announced our newly formed sponsorship with Ashurst Advance, which is obviously a division of Ashurst LLP. It's absolutely massive news for the Society, and today on the show I'm delighted to be joined by our President Euan and our Vice President Neil Brannigan to gather their thoughts on the subject and see where this sponsorship leads us. So I'm gonna go to Neil first. Neil, as someone who's been on the committee for a few years and has worked tirelessly to grow and progress the Society, what does it mean to you to get this sponsorship deal over the line?
Thanks, Jed. And very glad to be here again. Yeah, absolutely massive news. And I think that it's really a kind of compilation of a great deal of work. Although it's just me and Euan here today, obviously many members of the committee have worked to make this happen, from your own kind of academic work to the sponsorship work that's been done to get this deal over the line. And I think it really shows the way that the Society has grown, and the fact that it's been recognised by a firm as large as Ashurst, the type of work that we can do to not only give students an adequate kind of community, but actually improve their university lives and give them more opportunities than they could otherwise have, which has always been the end goal, I suppose, of our Society, is to provide those kinds of services. And like I say, that's been work that's been going on for the last few years, because obviously our Society has grown quite a lot in that time. And truly the Ashurst sponsorship, it feels like a reward for that hard work that's been put in over a long period of time. So yeah, very, very, very happy.
Yeah, and I think it is good, Neil, that you're recognising that although it's the three of us on this call, we are in no way, shape or form trying to take sole credit for this sponsorship. It's not only the hard work of the committee this year, it's the hard work of committees gone by from previous years that have always worked tirelessly to grow the Society and ultimately get it to where it is today. And I agree with what you're saying, Neil. It feels like we've put in a lot of effort. Obviously, I've only been on the committee for 1 year, so I can only really speak for what I've seen this academic year. And it's been a long slog. It's been a lot of hard work, but I feel like there's been little bits along the way which have felt like really big rewards for all the hard work we've put in, and none more so than this Ashurst sponsorship. It's absolutely massive. It's a milestone smashed through for the Society, and it's something that really will go down in history for a Society moving forward. So we also have, like I said, Euan, the President, on the call. So over to you, Euan. You obviously became the President of the Society this year, and you've overseen the Society's most successful academic year to date. So how does it feel for you to secure a sponsorship with such a global and credible firm?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on again, Jed. It is fantastic. I think this year, as Neil's emphasised, it really has been a team effort of just success after success. So I think it is really the culmination of that. I think perhaps because Neil's covered a lot, I might focus on what this means going forward. I think that we've had a difficult year, I think, across the board with having to run events online, but I think we've also taken advantage of the opportunities that have been afforded to us. By hosting so many online events, by making sure engagement's continually up, I think we've managed to grow and expand our brand this year. And that's been down to, as you said, all the committee members, as well as the 115 members we have at the Society, all pitching in, all being involved. And I think now that we've secured the sponsorship with Ashurst Advance, I'm really excited to see what the incoming committee is going to be able to do. I know myself and Neil being in fourth year, we're not going to be here next year, sadly. But I think I'm really excited to see once events come back in person, once we're able to really take advantage perhaps of the money that we do have from the sponsorship, as well as from our hard work from different avenues such as membership fees, making sure that we can actually take advantage of, I think, this expansion. Perhaps because we've been hosting online events, we have had a bit of, a natural limitation to how much engagement we could get. But I think we've given ourselves a really solid and really expanded basis to kick on and do some really exciting things. And it'll be fantastic to see what the committee can do, because I think the sky's the limit, especially as we're creating more connections with Ashurst Advance across a load of different organisations as well that we've been involved with. I think it'll be exciting to see if we can keep doing that and keep improving on that.
I think you mentioned a really important point in what you've just said, Euan. I think, it's all good and well the hard work that the committee's put in, but ultimately all of the events and stuff that we've put on as a committee wouldn't have been a success if it wasn't for the 115 members that we've had continually turning up, supporting us, supporting the society in general, and making all of these events and different socials such successes. And a firm as credible and as global as Ashurst wouldn't be interested in us if we weren't putting on these events, which were attended by such committed individuals. So it really is also just a shout out to all the hard workers across the society who aren't even on the committee, but continually show up in force at all the different events, particularly this year, which is what I've seen. And it really has been a very good experience for me to be a part of, and I'm really appreciative of everyone who's turned up, particularly for those who turned up to my Ashurst event with Carolyn and different speakers. I really appreciate everyone who took the time for that. So yeah, just back to you, Neil. I suppose we've spoke about what the sponsorship means, how we feel about it. It's a massive milestone, all that good stuff. But what does it actually involve, and what can our members expect to gain from this new relationship?
So obviously the sponsorship is quite flexible, and as Euan's already mentioned, it will really be up to the next committee to decide the direction that they want to take the sponsorship in. But what it will certainly mean for our members is a lot more exposure to an internationally recognised law firm like Ashurst. And we've already done some events with Ashurst in the past, as you've alluded to, Jed. I think we can definitely expect to see more of those kind of events cropping up, and having better insights into what working for Ashurst Advance would kind of be like. Of course, there will also be more kind of exposure to the opportunities that Ashurst Advance can offer students. So we'll be getting priority access to placement and those kind of advertisements. So we're providing them a platform to access our members in that way. And hopefully the society this summer is planning on not just talking to our current students, but also to the students that we have coming through in first year. So from a very early stage in their career, these students will be able to get an insight into what working at a firm like Ashurst can look like. So hopefully altogether that will mean an increase in the career opportunities and prospects of our members.
Yeah, and I think yourself and Euan deserve a lot of credit, because like Euan alluded to, you the pair of you are obviously sadly graduating in a few months' time, and I suppose in a few months it's literally probably 2 months roughly. So yeah, I think you deserve credit because you've worked tirelessly on this deal, and as someone who has been on those Zoom calls at late nights, even on the weekends, putting this proposal together to make sure it was as good as it could be, to make sure it covered all the bases and we really did sell ourselves in the right way, but also didn't leave any loopholes. And I think the pair of you deserve a lot of credit for that, because the fact that you're graduating, the chances are you're not going to get to see all the major benefits that we could get down the line. And like we say, we've got an AGM coming up very, very soon, and a new committee is going to be elected, and it's up to them. And obviously I'm hoping to be on that committee as well, fingers crossed. It's up to them in which direction they're going to take it and really kind of suck all the juice out of this deal. So yeah, just massive credit to the pair of you, because how hard you worked on this deal was really, really great to see. So just over to myself, obviously, I try not to speak too much on this podcast, but sometimes, I ramble on a little bit. I do just kind of want to get my own feelings across on this deal, because I'm obviously the only person on this call who's not graduating. So for me, I'm really excited to see how this relationship serves us moving forward. And I think it really will open up so many doors for us, because Ashurst are a firm that I've had a soft spot personally for since way back in 2017 when I was a first year at City of Glasgow College. I met Carolyn O'Connor, the HR manager there, during my time there. So I've known of this firm for almost roughly 4 years now, and I've always had a soft spot for them. Honestly, hand on heart, if you could have given me a list of 3 firms that I would want the society to be sponsored by, Ashurst are right up there. And Ashurst Advance, as a division of that firm, is something that I'm really passionate about myself and something I'm really interested in. So it really is, for me, a match made in heaven. And honestly, just a shout out to Ashurst in general for how supportive they've been to us as a society for many, many months. And they've always been supportive of our activities, even before we ever thought about discussing a sponsorship. So it's great to be sponsored by a firm who you know already supports your activities and wants to help you grow even further. So it really is exciting times for all members of the Stirling University Law Society. So I can't wait to see where this goes. Thank you both, Euan and Neil, for coming on to discuss this. I hope this provides a rough insight into what the sponsorship is going to involve. Obviously, we just have to wait and see with different collaborative events and different stuff that pop up. But it certainly is exciting times to be a member of the society. So thank you both, and we'll speak to you all again very soon. Thank you very much for listening to another episode of our podcast. If you like what you hear, please follow us on your podcast platform of choice to ensure that you never miss an upload. To keep up to date with us, you can follow our Instagram page, which is Stir Law Society. Additionally, our Twitter is @_Stir Law Society. In the meantime, it's goodbye from me, and I'll speak to you again very soon.